Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday. And thank you for joining us for Twin Queen Power Tuesdays. So I will have our co-host introduce herself, and then we'll tell you what the topics are for tonight.
Hello, everybody. It's Prashonda, aka Rose. How you guys doing on this Taco Tuesday? This cold Taco Tuesday, the weather has changed.
I know. I am so excited, and child, cousin then already started putting up decorations and shit. I
Oh,
can't.
a lot of people already put up. I've seen more people not dating past. Well, they putting up Halloween stuff. Like it
Yeah,
ain't
so
even
that's like
October.
fall, right? Like
Yeah,
pumpkin,
like
stuff like
it's
that.
not even Halloween yet. Like it's not October.
No, life apparently just zooms by these days, but
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's the middle of September. Like it literally just hit the middle 2 days ago, but that's okay. What's that? Oh, so,
They've been
I
having
keep sitting here
Halloween stuff. They've been having Halloween stuff for a while now, though.
I saw Halloween stuff at the end of August. I thought I
Yeah.
started seeing the candy on the
And
out.
what?
Yeah, the Yep. So I'm like, this stuff
And
must last a
Walmart
long
too.
time.
Walmart been having it since August.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, they
Yep.
switched out the school supply stuff with that stuff. I can't with
I
these people,
usually
child.
buy. I said I'm just gonna buy the stuff early right now, like for Mirror's class and stuff. While they got all the good stuff out right now, I might as well buy
Right.
it right now.
Yeah, you might as well. That's the way I
Mhm.
feel about stuff. You might as well buy it anyway before you can keep affording it because I got gas today and it was $6 a gallon. And I said,
Girl, that's why I be at Costco's. I be at Costco's gas, and I be at Walmart gas.
I didn't know. So I just pulled up to get gas. You know, you do your normal routine, your places you frequent. I just pulled up to get gas and then I looked, I said, what did that just say?
Girl,
Working from
it's
home, I'll be
ridiculous.
missing stuff. But Chad, I was
It's
like, yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm gonna need a whole plan. I'm definitely about to lose weight because I'm gonna be walking in the rain to the store. So I need nobody not to judge me.
You're
Okay.
right.
I am comfortable being plus size. The economy is not contributing to my plus sizeism. Okay. It's not me.
Right.
So our topics for tonight, make sure, of course, you speak when you come in. Make sure that you share this and then join the conversation. Today we have some good topics. So
Hmm.
the first one that's a hot topic. Okay, I'm about to show y'all, and we can talk while it's going. So I'll be explaining while it's going, so that you see it. First, hello, mom. Hello, mommy. Hello, cousin. So let me tell you what happened. So there was a daycare in New York, and this particular daycare, it looks like there were people that also lived inside the home. So it may have been a home daycare, and there was an opioid overdose for one of the babies, and then three, and the youngest was 8 months. They had to give the stuff like, so when you
The
take medication
Norcan.
for pain
The
or anything like
Norcan.
that, they get, okay, yeah, they
Norcan.
give you something. Right, I can hear you.
Oh.
They say if, yeah, they give you like a little thing so that if you accidentally take too much or something like that, you have that other medication that Miss Rose just said right next to you, so you could put it in your nose and then it like reverses it happening.
Mhm.
So they found what they call like they found it on the actual mat that the kids play on, and it was opioid, so it was fentanyl, and it was not a little bit of it either. Ah,
Keloids.
and the one, yeah. And so the 1 year old passed, and the other three are in the hospital, and all three adults have been arrested, and they're going to be facing federal charges for murder. Um,
They should. They shouldn't even. I'm mad that they wasted their time even putting them on trial. Like, which are
right.
they don't even go to trial. Y'all
So
wasting
that was
our. Y'all
be
wasting
my first
taxpayers'
question.
money. Y'all wasting our money.
So if you already found it there, they came in and did a test kit, like to see that it was literally on the mat. So it's a 1-bedroom that was being rented out. It's not even as if the children wandered into the bedroom by accident and one child, something happened. No, 3 were impacted and one passed. So and it was on the mat where the children were. So like I just have so many questions. One
My
is
thing
why
is
does
if
it need to
you
go to
running
trial?
yeah, what if you running a drug organization, then you don't need to have a daycare.
Right. So was that a cover for the daycare?
That's what I think. I think
But
so.
either way, the first initial question that you have, when something like this happens, why does tax? I know you have the right to a speedy trial, all that other stuff. Like, if you for sure know that that's what happened, then why even waste the time, put the parents through it? Just
Yeah. Because they wouldn't even have to have no trial with me because they would have been getting a body bag. The coroner would have been coming to get them. It would be no need for a trial. It would be no need for a trial. For what? Because y'all now I'm gonna be on trial. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna be on trial. They not. I'm gonna be on
because
trial.
I feel like the world is testing our. I can't even imagine. It just ain't right.
Either.
I
It made
just
me
don't
cry every
understand.
time I see it. It makes me cry because I'm like, that's so
So
messed
that's why
up.
I pulled up the one without a picture because we need a break. These are the things that are hot topics, and we can either discuss on my channel. I prefer we discuss things that matter, even if it is something that's a hot topic because it's trending or celebrities. If it's not a lesson in it, we don't need to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other things that's out is like blue face, like stuff like that. I'm cool on that
For
stuff.
real.
It's not intriguing to me. But what is intriguing is I keep saying, and on Rose channel for a whole segment and a couple of other segments, it was we are in our last days
Right.
because we are. It is such a spiritual warfare. If you just literally, and this is my last thing I'm saying, and then I'll let Rose say what she's going to say because I don't want to stay in this hurt place. Um, a spiritual warfare, it attacks children, it attacks family, it attacks marriage. Every other day we're hearing about somebody getting a divorce. It's driven by a Delilah or Jezebel or something like that. And left and right, children are being attacked, children are being touched, children are being killed. It's like, how can you even go to work comfortably as a mother? Because I'm pretty sure I'm thinking, bro, home daycare. So because daycare is like more than rent. So you look for a home one, so one, it could have the more nurturing environment is what you're thinking. And then also, I'm sure it was based on affordability, but
Just because it's at a house don't mean it's cheaper.
no more. No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is that's typically what is looked for.
Yeah, you
And
do
that's
go
why
to
you
that.
go for
You
those
do
type
go.
of facilities.
Yeah, that's why I always picked home daycares over facilities because I felt like it was less children and you could tend to the
Right.
children more at a home
Hmm.
daycare. But that's why I'm like, oh, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't
I want to
imagine.
know. I didn't listen to the 911 call. I saw I don't know if it was clickbait because I actually didn't click on it. Um that shit is the worst. And they interviewed the dad and I got teary-eyed.
Yeah, I was mad that they was interviewing the dad and they got the microphones all up in his face and all that. I'm like, damn, his 1-year-old child just died. And y'all got the microphones, just keep on asking questions. I would have slapped them microphones out their hand too. The people are insensitive just because that's the number
I had
one
to remember to
topic.
breathe. I was holding my breath. Jesus. Um, mm. I can't listen to the 911 call, but if anybody does want to look, when I Googled to try to find something without an image, um, I saw one link that said that the 911 call is available. Well, here's the last thing I'll say about this kind of stuff, guys. We know it's a spiritual warfare. You don't need to know what's going on to know that you need to pray. So every day is not a good day to take this stuff in. either, right? So even if you see it on social media, like speed past it, because you have to be in a position to pray, you have to be in a position to keep yourself strong, stay, and all those type of things, because that is another way that the devil is able to get in and break us down. And my allergies are killing me. That's why I'm scratching my face so bad. I'm sorry. But everything, you can't keep staying abreast of these things, of all of them. You have to be very careful what you listen to, what you pay attention to, and things like that, because then you won't be strong enough to pray. You won't be strong enough for your own family. Fear will enter. That's another way for the devil to enter. So just be very careful with what you are. He agreed to the interview, Lex, but it's just,
the way
I'm pretty
they
sure he
did
did.
it, like it's like they vultures. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
would have
I
did one
just don't
interview
think,
with
I
that
think that
thing.
there's a certain amount of time you shouldn't even ask. Like,
Yeah, like give them time to grieve. Like I probably wouldn't even agree to do that. Somebody in the family would have had to do that. Like if it was somebody else in the family and they was doing that, yeah, but y'all literally doing that to the daddy.
I don't understand. When my cousin passed in October, the one that took his life, it was myself and 𝒂𝒏𝒆 that spoke. It's no way we was letting our cousin speak, and she couldn't. So any
Yeah.
question, that's why I say it's very hard for the family too, because I didn't grieve until March. And I had to take a leave because everything, I was making the calls, we were checking on her. You kind of have to put yourself to the side for the parent so they could feel everything they need to feel. But if you just think about it, that's your family member too. That just happened to your family. But I think I'm like, bro, I think that it's the family thing to do. I think is, to me, that's what love means. And it's not a day that on my way home I didn't cry. It's not a day that I just could barely breathe. I don't even remember a lot of that time. I don't. But I'm like you, bro. I think the family should have guarded that family, because you couldn't even get close to our cousin. You couldn't get close to her. We didn't. And we even heard a conversation going in the wrong direction. Anything like that, we stopped it. That's important for family to do that. Yeah, media is ridiculous as heck. Um, that wasn't the one I saw. There was one person interviewing him. Oh, it happened to just be a couple. It was by you. I was wondering that when I just saw I was in New York, if it was by you, Lex. Um,
Oh, dang,
okay,
Alexis.
so right, that means you're going to be seeing different things. Life is something else. I'm telling you. So let's get into a good topic. So we picked, not that that wasn't a good topic. I mean, upbeat topic. Um,
Right.
so our thoughts and prayers go out to that family. I'm like, please don't take it wrong
Yeah.
what I just said. 'Cause I'm just, this kind of is literally throwing me off. Like I knew what I was looking for, but then when I went to look for it, I was like, what am I looking for? Sorry guys, bear with me. So we are doing a strawberry letter. We pulled one up and we are going to listen to it. And then we're going to give our opinions on the strawberry letter. And Miss Rose will go first. So it's about 2 minutes. It's real quick though, about 2 minutes. So roll up, pour up, put on your footsies, take off your bra, take your bun down. Jesus, buns hurt. It's my favorite hairstyle, but child, I remember why I don't have them. I didn't empty the bottle of 𝒂𝒑. Here we go.
Subject: my wife is living like she's single. Dear Steve and Shirley, I have been married to my childhood sweetheart for 8 years, and we have 2 wonderful children. Early on, we had problems in our marriage, and we separated for a short period. But we worked things out, and I thought we were back on track. My wife admitted that during our separation, she had flings with 2 other guys. She compared me to the guys she had the flings with and bragged about the money and the nice things they had. I'm an educated guy, and I have a great full-time job and a part-time job for extra money. But it's not enough for my wife. She told me that I need to be making 6 figures to keep her happy. She has a demanding full-time job, so she doesn't do much around the house. I cook, I clean, I take the kids to and from school, wash the clothes, help the kids with homework, and maintain the lawn. She neglects my sexual needs, too, because she goes out most days after work to unwind, and when she comes home, she says she's exhausted. A few days after Christmas, she told me that I need to find a nice woman that will appreciate me and the little bit I have to offer because she needs more. She told me that after I found her texting one of her old flings. I asked her to see the text, and she showed it to me. The guy was asking her for sex again, and he said that their chemistry is unmatched. I am trying to stick out for my kids, but I cannot be her doormat in the process. She doesn't respect me as the man of the house, and I am not sure how we got to this point, but she is very disrespectful. Do you think I should try to stay for the sake of my kids, or make her wishes come true and leave?
Who wrote this letter?
The husband. The husband. It seems like a letter that a wife would write, but no, this time the husband wrote this one.
So, child, let me just say, we be trying to tell the people that it be men that be absolutely in love with their girl too, and they be hanging in there. It could be hurt on either side. It is typically, yes, more of us. However, what you got to say?
First of all, I feel like it goes back to that with that Tyler Perry video. That video was trending too. When Tyler Perry said it was last week, it was trending because everybody was saying they would expect that out of Tyler Perry. But anyways, he was saying that I'm gonna tell you what he said. He had said that women so most women nowadays make more than men. And so a lot of times you're not going to find a man that makes more than you. So if you have to deal with a man that makes less than you, long as it's a man that cherishes you and treats you how you want to be treated, he may not be able to pay all the bills equally like you, but he does everything around the house. He cooks, he cleans, he helps with the kids, they homework, put them to bed. Like, he does everything so you won't have any extra burdens on you, but he's only able to help with the light bill. You should be okay with that just because he's somebody that treats you how you wanted to be treated. So going to this lady, I would say he needs to go ahead and leave her alone. Because first of all, she gonna see that the grass is not green on the other side. Ain't no man about to, no matter what kind of job you got, yeah, y'all sex might be good and all that, but when y'all be together and if y'all living together and all that, he gonna want you to cook and clean and do all that. You're not gonna be able to just come home and say,
hey, you after work.
Yeah, that you unwinding and you got to do all that. She ain't with nowhere to wind down after work. She going to her side piece house. So if I was him, I would give her wishes to let her see that the grass ain't green on the other side. Or if he just want to let her see it and then come back. But if I was him, I would leave her alone because literally you're ungrateful. You already knew how much this man was making before y'all got married. If y'all was high school or whatever sweethearts, you already knew this before y'all got married. So why is it different now?
So me and my cousin Brianna was just talking about this because we was talking about how everybody is on this. So I'll address the income part first. Everybody's on this 6-figure stuff and blah, blah, blah. Well, first thing, if that's all you're looking for, it lets me know that you are not financially wise. Here's the reason why. You can make 6 figures. That's not what you're bringing home, number one. And how well do you manage your finances? You could be upside down. That literally means nothing. Right. And for me, y'all know I've always talked about, because my family has educators, a teacher don't make what somebody else makes, but they have the same amount of college. They are the ones that teach our children. Their job has a purpose, and so it doesn't make as much. To me, I would rather be with somebody that loves their job, contributes to the home, contributes to life, come home and happy, because that makes them a happier person than just trying to hit some number It's not always about some number. So I think that women need to really, the same way that we tell men, you need to chill the hell out because Instagram bitches is not real, and you need to be realistic with your expectations of what you want, is the equivalent on the finance side for women, is how I feel. To your point, you're dealing with somebody who is allowing you, because yes, allowing you, because those are your children too, and you're in that marriage. You go home, you go out after work, you do all these other things, and then you just come home and everything is done. Like, what is your complaint? Like, that literally makes no sense. No man is going to let you
at
treat
all.
him like that. You
Nope.
are locked into that. And so then my additional feedback is that, and I was talking to Hilda about this, and I think we did too. We start our relationships, your high school sweetheart, right? So you were younger, that was that puppy love. You went through all of these different stages. Now we at the age where you look at your partner, you want different things. So talk about those things that you want and then make a goal to come to them together. Here's the thing, little girl, little girl, you finna go out there into this world and you're not gonna be with your high school sweetheart. You're gonna be with a grown ass man. That grown ass man is not going to expect the
Nope.
same things. They're going to expect grown ass man things. So when you go out there into that world, all the things that you got to hold on to because y'all grew together, you're going to find out how much you not. Because you get what I'm saying, bro? Like if you look at a brand new car, you expect that car to do totally different things than what you expect from it later. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
expect you to keep yourself together. They're gonna wonder why you're not a good mom. They're gonna expect you to probably have a different type of body. They're gonna expect different things because they're expecting a 40-something-year-old versus a high school person. You get what I mean? And I think, to your point, people is not noticing the grass is greener. They get into this place where they feel like they made it, which she obviously couldn't do without him because he's holding the house down while you work
Right.
because your job is demanding, right? Okay. You wouldn't have been able to do that. So he invested in you, and now you think you could do him like that? You finna get a rude awakening about who you think you are, and you're gonna be out there with other people that's in the market, and you're gonna find out what you're not, and you're gonna be so sad, baby.
Nope.
Because I would choose
And
that
I
type
hope
of
he
man
don't.
over a millionaire any day. I would choose that type of man because that's family, that's love, that's you not out nowhere. One of y'all make good money. I would choose that any day, hands down, any day.
That's why I said. That's why I was like, she gonna see that they gonna want her all the stuff that he's doing. They gonna want her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
don't matter if
you
your
know,
job is demanding and all that. I didn't see videos with doctors and surgeons and stuff. The wives was surgeons
oh, that
and
one,
still, yeah,
mm-hmm,
that still came home and cooked dinner for her husband every day after
every
she done
day.
did over 12-hour shifts. And everybody was mad at her for doing that.
But not realizing that her and her husband was in the medical field. They both worked like that, and that was her
Yeah.
contribution. And that was a perfect example of why you don't judge what somebody else has. Do you think that? Do you think that some women, their weak spot, because we each have ours, their weak spot is that now that we are at this age, like for those, let's just say both people make good money. So you looking at your friend group and you looking at a particular one, and like he probably make good money and she make good money. So you're coveting their big house or something like that. But you and your partner is much closer, but you want that look that when you go out, people are saying, oh, y'all just got this, or oh, you just came back from there. Do you think that people is coveting like the look of certain things versus how you feel
Mm-hmm.
at our age in particular?
Right. I don't think it will. You know what? It depends on the type of person that it is. Because some
No,
people
like in
still.
this example, like specifically this one, like that's probably what pulled her away, is that maybe her friends have something different.
Oh yeah, I would have to think so because just think all her colleagues and her friends, whatever, maybe they have husbands that have the same position or something, not position,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
working the same. type of work environment or whatever to where they're making six figures too. So she like, oh, and my husband only can pay the light bill or whatever. You know, he can't do everything, but he do this or he do that. So that's gonna be on her. Like I really would like to hear the update on this, like what happened. Cause she gonna see I will. But sometimes I'll be saying like, no, I wouldn't do it either. But in something like that, like, come on now, because you not gonna meet you ain't gonna meet no guys really, especially in our age bracket. I don't know how old they are, but I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna find nobody that really does that. They didn't say they age.
I didn't think they didn't. Yeah, they didn't in this one. What I could tell you is somebody that works in corporate, and I've been in male dominated, predominantly Caucasian fields. When there was a Caucasian woman that was in a high position, typically her husband stayed at home, and it kind of went like this. We dated in high school, we got out. Now we're at this level of our career, and ironically, around 40, we've had children. It was time for somebody to go back to work. They used the term somebody. And for them, it was that they made more than their counterpart, and their counterpart with their education and background just worked from home. But it made sense for the woman to keep her job. And so at every company party, the husband was there, and it was, oh, this is my husband. He does, he's a homemaker, and this is what he does. And they were extremely proud because that's how their family functioned, and it made sense. And the man was just as proud and very manly. They was proud of it because that's what's getting their family forward. I hate to see it, and I think that a lot of Black people want to have that old money, that comfort, those type of things, but they're not willing to sacrifice superficial things for the true comfort. The true comfort is answering your heart. And we don't want to do that. You want the Instagram model. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had just seen I just watched a documentary on Peacock about Barney and girl, I don't know how I got to watching that, but it was on there. So it was about Barney and how it got started, and the wife was saying, you know, how it started with her son Barney. His name was Barney, and so she made that for him. So once Barney actually got real big and they was doing shows and stuff, the husband started staying home. Like, he quit his job and he had a corporate job. But Barney, you know how big he got. Barney started making so much money. It was, Barney was all over the world. And how big it got. She was like, she just told him like he could stay at home to be with the kids and stuff because she couldn't do it no more. And when she introduced him, she was like, asked him one day, they was just talking to him. She was like, so what are you going to do with yourself today? It's like, well, after I get the kids out, I guess I'll just see what I can do with you and make you happy. And she was laughing, and she was like, okay. But it worked for them. Like, she was like, he's a stay-at-home.
To me, that's an alpha male. To me, that's an alpha male.
He was a stay-at-home dad.
I think it's everything right with that. I would love to retire my husband one day. I think like that would be. Yeah, I'm being for real. If we're doing all of these things and exploring other businesses, to me, whose ever business hit first is going to retire the other person, and they're going to continue with what they're doing. From home don't mean that you don't have the income, but what I will tell you is that if you haven't been running an at-home business, that it wouldn't be fair if the children need to be this place, that place, and everywhere. Sometimes somebody, like the people that say, well, you couldn't still bring in more money, why you didn't work from home? Work from home is not easier. I need people to stop thinking that stupid shit or running a business. If his job is to be a house manager, it's real. I've seen what a real house mom manager is, what I call it, look like. My Aunt Sophia, she was a real housewife. That is what she is. She wake up early in the morning, got my uncle ready to go off because he's a coach, but then now you got to get up to get the kids ready. And even when she just had the one, my cousin Simon, before he went to school, she worked at PBS. They're both really big on education. So it wasn't like, oh, you just sleep in until the baby wakes up and oh, you just take naps all day. No, he was on the schedule. He was learning stuff outside, like doing things. You are the manager of that home. So it's not like you just sitting there all day doing nothing. That's a 24-hour job, and it deserves
Mhm.
a lot of respect. And it prevents things from happening like go back a few minutes, your child having to go to a daycare. That is a blessing that does not have a price tag on it. And if you're
It's a
comfortable,
blessing,
what's the problem?
and you saving a lot of money. Because I'm telling you guys, regular daycare nowadays easily could go for $250 to $300 a week, and that's on the cheap side.
That's on the
250,
smaller side.
yeah,
Yeah.
250 to 300 is on the smaller side,
So
and
I
this
had a
is a
couple
week.
of people in the call center environment that would have to stop working if they didn't get a particular schedule to kind of make it so that their kids was in school part of the time and then daycare, or somebody could watch them some of the days because it was just too expensive. And
Mhm.
I will be honest, at the beginning of my career when I became a manager, like my soft spot has always been kids. So if people paperwork would come through so that they could get funding for daycare and they would be a little bit over, I would I would fix it for them so that they
Oh,
could get
that's
it. Because
nice.
remember back
That's
in the
nice.
day, they did it before taxes, and that to me wasn't fair because it should
It's
be
not.
based on after taxes. So I didn't feel
Mhm.
like I was lying because I was like, this is what they bring home. So, and then I would remind them, like, hey, don't forget it's almost coming up time for your thing. So these next couple checks, don't work no overtime. Like,
Mhm.
it's hard. So I did it at first because I was like,
Yeah.
this is hard. How do y'all do this?
So
Everybody don't
she
have
gonna
help.
see.
Everybody don't
Yeah,
have family.
she gonna see. She gonna see. That's all I can say. Is
Yeah, you're
she
right,
really
Ron.
gonna
If he
see.
leaves, if she, oh, that's true. If he leaves, he won't, well, she will have to cook full time, a nanny, a driver for the kids. The fact that she will have to cook alone, because people don't,
That's what I'm
they get
saying.
so on their fucking high horse that they forget that as a normal adult staying by yourself, you're still going to pay your bills, cook, clean. Those are things you have to do for the house to function. So ma'am, if you coming home and all of this is done all the time, what do you think is fixing to happen? You're gonna have to wash your own walls, clean your own bath, your dishes, your food,
She
your
don't, and she not gonna do
everything.
that. She make enough money. Go hire a nanny or something.
But then you're not gonna make money and be on your high horse no more. Now your disposable income, which by the way, great point. He is responsible for her disposable income, and apparently she
Mhm.
is the only one that enjoys it because she is the only one going out. She don't say he didn't say we meet to go together. He said she go out to unwind after she get off. So you work long hours, then you go out, then you just come home, and he ain't even complaining. Then you got the nerve to tell him you should find somebody that deserves you. But that
He
alone,
sound like a straight sucker. He sound like a sucker.
he's even contributing to her disposable
Yeah,
income.
he
Like,
sound like a
girl,
sucker
you're
because
tripping.
he should have been cussed her out a long time ago.
He should have been
He
put
should
her
have
in
cussed
her
her out.
place.
Yeah, he should have been cussed her out. And if she was having such a good time with these two flings when they broke up for a while, why did she go back to him? Because she probably know that he do all this stuff. Girl, bye. He needs to leave her. He needs to leave
Mhm,
her
mhm.
and get with somebody that
So my
appreciates
question
him.
is, well, he's saying, should I stay for the kids or should I leave? But as the primary, wouldn't that be her leaving? Wouldn't he stay? Or would he stay to teach her a lesson and be like, well, since you think you could do it on your own and you don't appreciate, because he does work. So
Yeah,
he
he would
could leave
leave
and be like,
because
you take care of
he
him.
would have to leave. He would have to leave, but the thing is, if they did like custody things, she would get custody because she make more money. And that's the way it should be anyway, so she can get a lesson learned for
Well,
her.
that's,
Yeah.
oh, okay. So it wouldn't even be on no vindictive stuff. That's how it would go. I think that is
Unless
how
they
it should
didn't
go
take it
because
to
if you don't appreciate them, you do it.
unless they didn't take it to court and they just said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." But the thing is, you still going if you doing that, you still gonna have to help him out because he's saying that he doesn't make as much as you. So how's he gonna be able to take care of
I
the
don't
kids
think
and
she
all that
would.
stuff too?
I don't think she would help him outside of court. I don't think that she would adequately help with the raising of the kids to consider his hours of work or nothing like that. Because look at what she gets to do. She probably thinks when she says you should go find somebody or whatever, she probably thinks that he would leave that home. He would take the kids and she would just literally live her life exactly the way it is because she's getting to come and go like she wants. She's not responsible for nothing. She thinks she get to do that same thing if they are apart. Just think about that.
Mhm.
She's not thinking that she's going to be the one to have to take them X days
Well,
or
she don't need him
nothing.
for a rude awakening. I want him to. I just really want. I wish they could give updates and see what happened. Like, cause I really want to know what happened after that. Like, did he
I
leave
do.
her or what? Like, even if he did leave her, like she gonna see. But the thing is, she'll probably get back with him just because what he brings to the table.
So my question is, when they split,
Not because,
was she making this kind of money then when they split, or did she come back for financial reasons and now she on her feet and she's okay with splitting for real? You know, I wonder if that's it.
that's
'Cause
what I'm saying.
we
We don't know that answer.
need to know. I want to know. I want to know about her because she got a lot of fucking nerve and a lot of
She
audacity.
got a lot of
Exactly, Kevin and Brittany. I want to know where that audacity come from because this is
and
insane.
you know
That
what?
she
And
is.
then just Kevin Federline been doing that. He did that to Shar Jackson. So he went from Shar Jackson to Britney Spears. Shar Jackson had money then, but then when they broke up, he didn't went bigger and better than Shar Jackson and went to Britney Spears because Shar Jackson was paying child support to him too. Then he got Britney Spears pregnant, made sure he got two kids out of her, and the 18-year-old, he just took her back to court to increase his
Mhm. People been clowning him like, if you don't go
to
get
increase
your
his,
ass a job.
and then he went to Hawaii, but Hawaii was like Hawaii had said wherever you filed the why can't I think of the name of it? Child support. That's where it has to stay. Like everything stays there. So now one child was 18, so he was getting 40,000 a month. So now it's down to 20,000. But I think you still will get child support if the child go to college or something. I don't know if that child is in college or not, but I'm thinking not
No,
if
you
he's
don't get child support no more. You don't get child
also
support.
18 is this.
It stops because now the child needs the money. But the things that extend beyond that is just being able to keep your child on your medical and stuff like that. But
Today,
and
yeah,
file
okay,
on your
so
taxes.
that's why he's trying to take her to court now again to get more. Like, boy, how you gonna say you need more? You only have one. Like, you had 18 years to
No,
stay
honey,
your.
he doesn't have one because he's had his children with his actual wife that's a regular school teacher.
Oh,
And
yeah, so is.
you've been funding, Brittany been funding y'all whole life.
So
And
had.
you went back. So in all of this time with the money you was getting, y'all didn't start no business. See, you little lollipop, you don't get to be a teacher. Y'all both been living off of Brittany, you damn crooks. So no, the charade is over. So just like we would tell a woman, which we know that he did this to begin with, and that's all jacked up. But you literally have no type of morals, values. I don't know. I look at men different. To me, he's a bitch, and it's no way that I could be with him
Yes,
because that's
yes.
what kind of man are you? How are you not working at all, and you literally going after this girl's money like that, still riding on her coattail, and you will show up like if the boys want to go see her on tour and stuff. He said it that he goes with them. You still want to be in this limelight so damn bad, then why didn't you make your way in to be a PR person or something else? Excuse me, because this space is wide open. You literally just been sitting there, Kevin, doing nothing but just sitting there with your wife and y'all living y'all life. So your wife go to work, Brittany out here working crazy, and you steady just keep going after this woman, and your wife ain't never leaving you. Oh, y'all think she gonna leave after these checks is over?
She could. And if it was, it'd be karma for him. Because my thing is, you didn't got $40,000 a month. Did you even buy a property or anything that you could have sold? And wherever, I'm pretty sure wherever y'all was living, y'all wasn't living nowhere raggedy, because that he got Britney
Nope.
Spears kids. You
They had
you
big
40,000
house.
from Britney. You have getting 40,000 from Britney Spears kids, and then no telling what he was getting from Star Jackson. I don't know how
They
many kids
did
they
an
had together.
episode. They have a big house. They have all these four-wheelers, ATV, all this stuff at the houses. He said that the kids need to have something for entertainment and blah blah blah, and it got to be enough for all of them. And
Like, okay, yeah,
that
it'll
girl
be enough
leaving
for
him.
my kids. Yeah, like
That's why I
it'll
said
be
he
enough for my
outright.
kids.
But that's why I'm saying with stuff like that, especially with celebrities, her stuff was a setup. And there's plenty of people out there that it happens to men and women. I don't like it in either direction because it's not fair. He is outright saying these things. His moves are very calculated. We don't even hear from him until he wants something different. Like when the one child turned 14 or something like that, when they was about to stop having that paperwork over Britney's head or something. He tried to make sure that he turned the kids against Britney because she was reaching out to them more. And now they're at an age where if they wanted to get on the plane by themselves, they could. He made it so that the son was like, well, I asked my mom to do this for me, and and she didn't want to do it, but that was Britney putting her foot down because I give your dad
Yeah.
$40,000. If it was something that you needed, I got you. But this doesn't even make sense, baby, what is happening, and your dad is putting you in the middle of it. And went on interviews and everything
I
and
hope
took
that
that baby
I
with
hope
you.
that even with that, I hope that they figure it out that it wasn't their mom, that it was their dad. Like, he been a user the whole time. Like, I hope they figure it out now that, well, now that that one is adult. Like I said, I know if he's an adult, him and Shar Jackson's kids is too.
They
So
have to
now
be
that's
older.
what I'm saying. His gravy train, yeah, his gravy train is over. And you still doing good by getting 20,000 a month. Hell,
How dare you not think $20,000 is good enough? Why? For you and your family? Because you should be working. But to your point, in all of this time, I wish that there was a requirement, right? Because once these kids got old enough to watch themselves, your wife is a school teacher, meaning that she is out off during the summer, she's off for holidays, she's off on weekends, she has a set schedule. She is at school the same amount of time that they at school. So I don't understand after they was in regular school why wasn't a requirement for his ass to get a fucking job? How is that not okay? It should be stipulations put on it. I don't care if you go work at McDonald's. I really don't care what you do, but you need to work 40 hours a week. I don't understand.
yeah, he
That
was
should be a
saying something about
requirement.
he ain't able to he haven't been able to he need more child support because he haven't been able to do his DJing job because of something. Like, boy, bye. Because even if he
But
was a DJ,
how?
about time when it's time for a person, about time it's time for somebody to DJ, the kids should be asleep.
Exactly. And at first it was because I was a dancer. I was a dancer and I hurt myself dancing. So you can't do nothing else. If you was a dancer, you couldn't. Is nothing
And
else you could have did
that don't have anything to do
with
and
her?
that don't have nothing to do with Britney Spears.
Nope. But that's literally what his first cry was all about. So I just think that it's crazy that on both sides of the spectrum that there are manipulators, there are people that really take advantage of people, and there are people that don't appreciate, because the reality is we have not seen any episode or any post or any interview or anything like that where Brittany has complained about the amount of money that she is paying that man. She has not done that. And the fact that she hasn't done that and she's still being attacked, there's something that's going to be great for her. It has to be, because it's just not right. He brings it up every so often. Whenever something is about to go into court, he brings it up and tries to use her or whatever. It's no recordings, because we know people record things all the time. It's nothing of her going off. It's no exchange of words. And in fact, when it came time for the kids to be able to travel and go without him, and oh, I wouldn't feel comfortable unless I could come too. And then you see him all paparazzi'd up. She went right on ahead and paid for him to come so that her kids could be there. And it's just not fair. She's not complaining, but you can clearly see the different things that he's doing. Anything, if you're there with, how do you have access to celebrities, different things like that, and you didn't make nothing of yourself? Like, that's crazy to me. You could have been the babysitter for everybody. Like, you could have been a tour babysitter or something. I don't know. I don't understand.
Girl,
But
he
Mom,
could
I
have did a
checked the wireless
reality
calendar.
show.
The wife's calendar.
Yeah, he could have did a reality show and everything. My wife, I mean, my kids, Britney Spears kids, like how they growing up without their mama. He could have did all kind of stuff. But who was I thinking about that did the same thing too? I'm trying to think of women that did that to men, but I can't really
There's
think right
plenty
now.
of judges that's not right, because these judges
I
just
was
be
thinking of what's
awarding
her
shit
name.
for no reason.
I was thinking, oh yeah, what's her name? Wendy Williams. You'll go back on that. Just think, he was cheating on Wendy Williams for all those years, and then they didn't get a divorce until Wendy Williams found out that the girl was pregnant.
Oh, that's a good example. Have you heard though what
Yeah,
the
and
baby
now
mama is doing?
yeah, but now they water is being cut off. I love that little saying. They
No.
water is being cut off because Wendy Williams, once they said that she would still have to pay spousal support. That's the part I don't get. Like, how does she gotta pay spousal support to somebody that was cheating on her and literally had a baby? When Wendy Williams filed for divorce from her husband, they literally had a house like around the corner. He had bought that lady a house with Wendy Williams' money. Now you broke. You saying that you about to lose your house. Your HOA is past due and all kind of stuff. You can't. Your credit cards is maxed out and stuff. What was you doing with your money that you was using from Wendy Williams? Because you didn't tricked off all your money on this lady and then had a baby.
I'll tell you. Ready? Okay. Because it just came up. So this is what happened. So people think that, we just discussed money is not everything to some people, and they are willing to move some things. Or you think that somebody is so in love that they are not smart anymore. You forget that they are smart, right? So what Wendy Williams did is the court papers said that she had to pay alimony based on how much she made, not how much she had, how much she made. So she stopped working.
But she still but the thing is, Wendy Williams still wanted to work. She couldn't.
You missed what I'm saying. No, she didn't. You missing what I'm saying. No, she didn't. She could have still kept working. Wendy got a boyfriend. Wendy is out looking just fine, honey. Wendy stopped working on purpose and shut that shit down. But the reason why she still kept going a little bit after was, I'm sure, to give people time to find jobs, but it's literally in her work. She moved her stuff and then she shifted it to another business name as well, because under that business name, he got money as the manager because he was connected to it like forever. So every single piece where he was connected, she disconnected it.
And that's what he's trying to sue them for now. That's what he's trying to sue them for now. She did it on purpose.
She's doing this to get back at me. And so?
And yeah, because he was like, I was a producer and they fired me just because we got a divorce or whatever thing. Like, at the end of the day, y'all some dummies. Like, if your wife is the breadwinner, how do you mess that up? Like, how do you mess that up? But I did feel bad for Wendy Williams, and even though she did people like that, I still don't feel like that's right. We could even go into Mary J. Blige. Her husband did the same thing and then wanted alimony. And Mary J. Blige had to pay. Even Wendy Williams was like, when they asked her how did she feel about having to pay alimony, she was like, when she was having to pay it, she was just like, I don't even think about it. I just write the check every month and send it out. Mary J. Blige has said, and just think, Mary J. Blige's husband cheated on her too. Mary J. Blige said that she had to stay on tour to afford to pay her husband. So that's when I'm like, how much did she have to pay him? And he wanted her to pay for his mama, his kids that was grown, and all kind of stuff.
Which, by the way, they didn't get none of the money.
They didn't even help his kids. But he still got Love and Hip Hop show. He still got alimony, so that was even still good. That's why I'm like, How is these men still getting alimony and they was the ones out cheating? But men be like, women do it
because you
all the
don't have
time.
a prenup.
But they were saying that she did, but it's ways around it now.
I think because he attached himself as the manager. So some
Manager.
managers, yeah, some managers' contracts is written so that if these bodies of work in entertainment, if these bodies of work continue, I will forever get money on these things. And so some people are in a position like Wendy was to say, okay, then I just want to do the Wendy Williams show because it was attached to the Wendy Williams show. She could do something else, but she's enjoying herself right now. And I'm pretty sure I would and how do you think she's not smart enough to find a way to get out of it? Because everybody can't. Some people go into depression. Like you really, it's to me, this is what I think. And this is my marriage device, like advice. Everybody needs a survival kit to life, right? If you start seeing things happening, if you was in bliss before then or happily ever after or honeymoon stage, the first time something just even a little jolt happens, right? It doesn't need to be the extreme. A little jolt happens. That kind of knocks you into your reality like,
Right.
That's a human being. That's a human being. So you know what? Let me take a step back. No, I don't want a divorce, but in the event you fuck up my life, let me make sure I write this, right? Because regular splitting up, that's different. Your spouse passing and they have kids and you have kids. I personally would still take care of the kids that you have. I would do things like that. But that makes you start thinking about things and think about it when that first jolt happens. Think about the absolute worst thing that happens. You may want to start moving some money. You may want to start separating how money is defined. You may want it to be very detailed because it can be you get paid on this forever unless you cheat. It could be that, but that's a good
It seems
time.
like now it don't matter, even if you. It just seems like now it don't matter. They don't even have to say that because even if they cheat, they gonna still get paid. Yeah.
Not if it's written. You will not. And so that's what I'm saying. At the first jolt that you are back into reality, if your state doesn't cover certain laws, because there are some states that are red states that if you cheat, like if your husband was to go cheat with a woman, you could go knock on that woman's door and that woman has to let you in. You can go in that house. That's why that one thing that was going around where the wife was calling from the house like, oh yeah, you know, why you guys was at work, y'all have a washer and dryer or you have a washer and dryer over here. I don't. I came to wash my clothes. The food you made last night was good, blah, blah, blah. And it's not trespassing because anywhere that spouse is, the other spouse can be.
I'm going to jail.
Alabama's one that is still like that. So it deters people from cheating versus being honest. But in those states where those laws do not exist, in those states where you could write everything you want, but is based on the marriage, your spouse is getting this, then guess what? Those are what trust funds is for. Different things like that. So and you're not doing it to be vindictive. You both sit down and think about what that will look like, right? Because I'm okay if you exit a marriage because we grew apart. I'm not okay if you drag my soul through the dirt and then at the end you Mortal Kombat finish me off. That's not cool. If I was a person who did things like that in a marriage, to me, I already exited the marriage. So why would I don't even want nothing that you have. Like I'm not entitled to that. I already broke your heart. I already, went back on whatever and did all of these things. I don't really understand why people exit and try to take things like that's not yours. And that's why it'd be gone in 2 seconds. Look at Kevin Federline. Look at Mary J. Blige, man. He's not in the limelight no more, but he was a manager, but you're not doing certain things no more. Just look at different people. To me, it's not worth it. Like you said, Wendy Williams' husband, they made all that money together. All of those years you was doing this, and you didn't secure your own seat. You literally was just gonna keep riding on hers. And you side bitch, you thought you was too. And you mad talking about he not paying child support and he not doing this. And What did you think was gonna happen?
Right.
I don't understand, little girl. What did you think was gonna happen? And who are you? Because you didn't make nothing of yourself either with this money or this time. You are nothing but an internet hoe. Nothing but an internet hoe. But you still in your prime, little girl. Go back to school and go do something. Go, you know. I don't know what you gonna do, but she definitely don't got a weave in her head no more, and it ain't by choice. She is mad, honey. She is mad.
Yeah. I don't feel sorry for
I
her.
forgot which one that was on. I don't either. Because you intentionally split, you had that baby on purpose. You was out like flossing and everything with the husband. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have been able to move around the corner. I'd have been like, "This where you finna put me?" Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's too
not trying
close.
to hurt this woman like that, like that, like,
Yeah. So he must have was smart and got, that's the only thing he was smart and got in his name, because that car that he bought for her, I think that was in Wendy's name, where she was able to get it repossessed. Like,
Mhm.
so he had to, well, yeah, the house, that's a big purchase, so it wouldn't have been able no way for him to get over on that, for her not to see. A car, yeah, she probably could miss that a little bit, you know.
Yeah, the house was in his name. I remember her bringing that up when she was, I don't know what show she was doing, where she would sit on the couch and be getting her lymphedema work done. Was that a what was that? An interview?
Oh yeah, that was her. That was her documentary.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she was talking about it a little bit on there, like saying that she really didn't have no idea about this house, but then, in due form, when things unfold, she went straight to the information and then saw, how long the house had been there, that it was in his name, um, and where the money came from for that house. It came from the business. I don't know. That shit is wild. But y'all better quit thinking the grass is greener on the other side. Some of
It's
y'all out
not.
here thinking y'all just you. I'll tell you this. This is my last thing that I will hold on to, and this is what keeps me humble as hell because it's reality. I am everything to my mother. I am the most amazing thing to her. Okay. I am
Mm-hmm.
not the most amazing thing to everybody in the world. I'm the most amazing person to one person. Y'all out here thinking because a person loves you that much, when you actually do get somebody that loves you like that, that you allow other things to come in and take that away from you, and you voluntarily give it up, thinking this person that loves you like that and woke up every day calling you king or queen, or had no problem with your rolls, or had no problem with that roll on the back of your funny looking neck, nigga, or that woman that didn't have a problem with your funny looking ass kids, or that man that didn't have a problem with your funny looking ass kids either. I'm just saying, this person loves you so much that to you, to them, it's just
Mm-hmm.
everything. And so they are so in love with you. And so you get this arrogance about you that you are those amazing things. That person's heart sees you as those amazing things.
Yep.
That's completely different, which is why a lot of people can't double back. Everybody ain't Greg and Nene Leaks, okay? Because that's what she did. She got her, started feeling her little self, and now look at her. She can't
And
get on nothing.
yeah, and then when they did get that divorce, and she was, just think, she even dated that millionaire, if he could have been a billionaire,
Exactly.
and that bought her everything. And she was like, but other than him buying stuff, it didn't fulfill nothing. He didn't fulfill anything for her. All he could do was buy her gifts. Like, she loved Greg. Nobody
She didn't
treated
love
her
Greg.
like
She
Greg.
loved that Greg loved her. She should have loved Greg, and I believe that she did at one point. But Greg was her savior. Um,
Mhm.
and even to that degree, I think she should have respected that, because I think she liked him. I think she was attracted to him. I think she was all of those things. But because she had an arrogance, it blocked her from being able to feel true love. You could block that too, and I think that's crazy. I think that again, she is, because that man loved her like that, that she thought she can go get any. That was your gift from God, fool. You don't just get a lot of those. You don't. And now look at you. You went out there and money was thrown at you. But guess what you like? You like being wanted, needed. You like feeling sexy. You like that touch. Those are things that cannot be replaced. And I don't give a damn what nobody says. Even when they say, well, I'm with somebody different now. If that was true love, it don't feel the same. It don't. And you would love to go back, but most people cannot because so much has happened in a relationship. Y'all better quit sacrificing your soul. Because let me tell you, not having your soul mate and your soul, the things that are really passionate to you, giving them up for that little bit of cocky that takes over, that's one
It's not
hell of a
worth
fucking
it.
sacrifice. It ain't worth it to
Yeah, it's
me.
not worth it.
It's not worth it. Mm-mm. I really wish that, and it's not going to happen. That's the sad thing. It's a small group of people that realize that because it's a small group of people that don't care about a big ass house. They will stay in an apartment for the rest of their life if that apartment got the people in it that they want, the food in it that they want, and the memories in it that they want. They'll choose that any day.
Yep.
They'll choose it any day. But then we'll hear people growing up and saying, well, I lived in an apartment and I wish I lived in a house. And I grew up in an apartment, and when we moved out of the apartment, honey, I was kicking and screaming. I was like, we moving where? To a what? I don't want to do that. I want to live over here. The kids over here. Like you, I was always that type of person. So, and that's how I was raised, actually, to identify those type of things. And that's where I hold my value in my friendships. And that's why through some of the worst times of my life, I could still be happy. That was a time for incident, not for the people that I love. So that is my it that y'all better start holding on in y'all heart and quit lying to yourself. You ain't that cute. You ain't that amazing. You ain't that rich. You ain't that untouchable. And here's a secret. Your dick not that good and your pussy not that good. They just not. He's lying to you to get you to do stuff. She's lying to you to get you to pay stuff. The next person gonna tell you your shit is trash. They expecting more. So that's it for me.
I would just say the same thing. I basically feel the same way. Like everybody needs to see that the grass ain't greener on the other side. Sometimes you got to compromise with that other person. Like they said, he's not able, or he or she may not be able to do everything that you do equally. But if it's somebody that treats you the way that you want to be treated and love the way you want it to be loved, you're going to have to compromise with that, because you're going to get with somebody that make the same amount of more, and they could be cheating on you and treating you like trash. So it's not even worth it. So I would just say, just make sure you know what you're really doing in this game called life.
Right? Because that value is different though.
Yeah,
right?
that mess come right back around. So hopefully that lady got her senses. I really would like to hear an update on that, but
I know. I wonder if I put it in the comments and ask. I don't know. After we do a couple of these, I'm gonna reach out. I made sure to tag them in it too, because I do want to know. Do some of them do a follow up? I would want to know, or if there's a way to do it, because I'm not going back further than a year. That way, in case they retain the records, we can do it, because I need to know. I need some more details. So that is it from us tonight. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Our next topic is going to be another strawberry letter. For the hot topic, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be something around sex, probably. Something around healthy sex, because y'all out here and the wrong numbers is going up and the wrong numbers is coming down too. Y'all out here living y'all.
That ain't your best life. You living an adventurous life.
Oh, at the expense of innocent people. So Thursday is Turn Up Thursday, and we will be joining at 9. I'm thinking of switching the time to 8. Because I'll be tired, child. And where can we find you, Rose?
You guys can find me every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Talk to Rose on YouTube, or my YouTube channel.
What's the topic for this week?
This topic for this week is going to be co-parenting. So we have people on there that has healthy co-parenting, and then people on there that had bad co-parenting. But I wanted to do it with Black people, because we don't see the healthy co-parenting, and I want more people to see that it's okay to hate that person or dislike them, and put all your differences aside so your child could be happy.
I think that that's a good topic. So we will see you tomorrow at 8 on YouTube. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
this?